Hi there, this is Krista Ledbetter with the Morgan County Public Library, and I'm here today to talk about some of the new books in our science fiction and fantasy collection. So the first book I want to talk about is Ben Bova's new book, Uranus. Ben Bova is the author of more than 100 novels, and he's also a 6-time Hugo Award winner. And he focuses on hard science fiction, so these are books about space exploration, things that could happen based on our current science and technology. And he's most famous for his Grand Tour series that explores our solar system, but Uranus is the start of a new series called the Outer Planets Trilogy, and it continues the exploration of the future of a human-settled solar system. So on a privately financed orbital habitat above the planet Uranus that's been created by billionaire Evan Waxman, Reverend Kyle Umbert has set out to create a haven for Earth's huddled masses who are escaping the terrible conditions on Earth. So Waxman, though, isn't quite the philanthropist he seems, and so when newcomer Raven Marchese gets on the wrong side of him, the haven isn't as safe as she'd hoped. And so she offers to help astronomer Thomas Gomez search for life on Uranus, and his discoveries complicate everything. So as typical in Bova's books, the focus is on science and how that impacts the human condition. So the next book we're going to talk about is Trudi Canavan's Maker's Curse novel. Now, she's an Australian author, and she's mostly known for her works of epic fantasy. So epic fantasy is where the author builds a completely new world, creates new people, new rules for that world, usually magical, maybe new creatures, there's maps, there's languages, things like that. And Trudi Canavan excels at that kind of world building. So this is the 4th book in the Millennium's Rule series that started with a book called Thief's Magic. So this book continues the story of a sorcerer/archaeology student named Tyan, who lives in a world where the Industrial Revolution is powered by magic. And Tyan unearths an ancient sentient book that contains a clue to a disaster that's threatening the world. And meanwhile, on another world ruled by priests, Riel has been taught that to use magic is to steal from the angels. But she has a talent for it, and so it's desperate times, and she's going to risk the angels' wrath. So of course, as the series goes on, Tyan and Riel team up to save the worlds, multiple worlds, from destructions. Canavan's works tend to be real page-turners with lots of surprising twists and turns, great magic, great characters, just a really fun series to read. And like I said, this is the 4th book in the series, and I think the final one, so this is nice that you can read all 4 books starting with Thief's Magic, ending up with Maker's Curse, and have a complete series done. The last book I want to tell you about is Jim Butcher's Peace Talks. This is the latest novel in the Dresden Files series. This is the 16th novel in that series. The first novel in the series is called Stormfront. The Dresden Files are what we call urban fantasy. So this is when you have supernatural or magical counter elements that take place in contemporary real-world settings. And in this case, in the Dresden Files, they take place mostly in and around Chicago. So the heroes of these books is Harry Dresden, and he starts out as a private investigator and a wizard. He takes on all the strange and weird cases that other private investigators can't or won't, and also helps out the Chicago Police Department whenever there's like things that they can't explain. So throughout this series, Harry meets all kinds of strange creatures. There's fairy queens, there's vampires, there's ghouls, there's Bigfoot, there's a gang of werewolves who form a neighborhood crime watch. Just to name a few of the characters that you'll meet along with Harry in these books. So in Peace Talks, Harry is tasked with helping to negotiate the end of hostilities between the different supernatural communities, all while trying to uncover a plot of someone who's trying to unravel these peace accords and also trying to kill Harry, which is not unusual. So these books have a lot of humor in them. There's a bit of kind of a crime noir feel to them too, with the mystery solving. And because it's such a long-running series, you really get to care about the series, or about the characters in this series, every time a new book comes out. The other great thing about Peace Talks is that this is, like I said, 16th book in this series, but number 17 is also due to come out any week now, or any day now, called Battleground. So you don't have to wait long for the next one if you get hooked on this series. So if these books sound good to you, you can place a hold on them by going to our catalog link from our webpage, which is morgancountylibrary.info. Just look for that orange catalog link, or you just give us a call, and we'd love to help you out, love to talk about more books. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.